Carol Lee, I've had a lot of messages recently about when to know if your relationship is over. And that can be a hard one, but the very first thing that I want you to realize is in one instance it's understandable to have an instantaneous feeling when you're hurt of I want to leave and I want to get out of here. Um, that's different than wanting to leave a relationship. So if you're wondering if you should leave your relationship, and I'm not saying this is 100% of a sign, but it's a very good sign that it might be over. So these feelings that you might be having that have you second guessing your relationship possibly could make you be feeling emotional and clingy, which is one of the worst things that you can do when relationships are going through difficulty. The more you are needy and cling on to something, that energy is just going to push someone away. Sometimes there could be a difficult conversation that you've been putting off, and it might be time to face that and understand that although you don't want the answer to the question, maybe it's time to get the answer to the question. And there could be several different difficult conversations, and I can't hit all of those points now, but the very fact that you're here listening to this video, it indicates that you believe that your relationship is in trouble, and it's something that you need to take a close look at. So one of the first indicators that your relationship could possibly be over is if you are no longer feeling like yourself. That's a huge sign that something isn't right. And that, coupled with this feeling of wondering if this relationship is going to last, is a good indicator that it possibly is not going to last. Some of these feelings that make you not feel like yourself, I mean, if there's a lack of authenticity, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells, maybe, possibly you're not affectionate with each other anymore, and you don't know where you stand with this person, and they're not confronting the issue either. So that awkward feeling of the unknown, it's one thing if that goes on for a few days, but when it goes on for a long length of time, it's a good sign that the relationship has some issues that definitely need to be addressed. The second sign is your comfort level with the communication that's going on between the two of you. Is it upfront and you know where the other person is coming from, or are you questioning, like, are they taking too long to respond to your text message? Are you constantly just questioning how you should communicate with them? Should you call? Should you send a text? Are they checking your social media, but they're not calling you? All of these are a big sign that you shouldn't be going through all this discomfort in a healthy relationship. And I'm talking about a relationship that's been ongoing for a while. If you're in the beginning stages of dating and you have not decided to commit to one another yet, that's a different story. I'm referring to committed relationships. A third sign that your relationship could be ending is if you're constantly thinking about if it's ending. I think that our intuition has a lot to say to us about the state of our lives, and I believe our emotions are a guidance system at times. It's a balance, because you have to understand if it's your ego or if it's your intuition telling you, like, this doesn't feel right. And it's something that you need to pay attention to. So if you're thinking about it constantly, it probably is over. So another sign that this relationship could be over is if you feel a sense of dread when you're about to go home to them. If you're trying to make plans with your girlfriends and avoid hanging out with them, or if you see their phone number come up on your phone as a text message or a phone call and you avoid it, it's a very good sign that this is probably over. You know, I think the biggest indicator, which is number 5, if you're starting to feel like you just don't align together, and like intuitively you just know. And I believe because you're watching this video, you may know. You probably feel like you're losing yourself. You're not sure. It's very scary to break up with people and not know where it's going to lead. And I understand that deeply. I personally I was married for 20 years and left that relationship, and then got into another relationship with a boyfriend for 4 years. And both of them were difficult to leave. And the marriage was difficult to leave for financial reasons. The boyfriend for me was difficult to leave because I would say things to myself like, maybe this is good as it gets. Maybe there is not good men out there. Maybe men don't know how to communicate. But I'm here to tell you they fucking do. There are men out there who have done the work themselves and who have been to therapy and who are going to be capable of providing a relationship with you that is equal or better than what you can provide. They're able to communicate their feelings. They're able to put you first, but not on a pedestal. And I should say put themselves first and then put you second, because that's ideally what you want. You want a man who is building himself up and who is capable of expressing his emotions and being secure with them. But those are the 5 signs that a relationship is probably ending. I hope that answers a lot of your questions. And if you have any more, please feel free to reach out to me. I appreciate it, and put any comments or questions you have.